Hey everybody, in this video we're going to go over the law of vibration. We're going to give you a summary of the law of vibration and how you can use it to change the world around you. Now let's get started with what the law of vibration is. So the law of vibration simply states that your vibration or your frequency creates your world. It's, as we've said in many other videos as kind of an aside, that your inner reality creates your outer reality. Your vibration and frequency creates your world. Now, why is that though? Why is it that your inner reality creates your outer reality? Well, all matter and energy is simply motion. All matter and energy is in motion, and motion can be considered vibration, right? The entirety of this reality, as far as we understand it anyway, is energy and matter. And matter is nothing more than energy that is slowed down enough that it appears to be solid and real to us. But the reality is every object around you, and this is just physics, every object around you is actually mostly empty space with energy bouncing all around inside of its little, electromagnetic bubble that it exists in. So essentially it's the same as energy. And that vibration, is what makes energy move. It's what makes things solid, that vibrating frequency and resonance. It's why it's why a lot of buildings will have a resonant frequency that will bring them tear them down and bring them apart. It's like, if you ever watched the old videos of those bridges where all of a sudden they start to pick up a resonance and a vibration, and then it gets higher and higher and higher. And next thing you know, the bridge is doing this, and then it finally collapses and falls apart. It's because the bridge wasn't built soundly, so that as it picked up its resonant frequency, it then literally shook itself apart. Well, we can make use of this same physics principle to create our reality. Why? Because like attracts like. When we look at vibrations and frequencies, things that vibrate and have the similar frequencies are attracted to one another. And you can see this in your life at any time. I'm sure you all have people that in your life, maybe friends even, where they're always negative and they're always down and it's always gloomy and stuff like that. And you can see that that's what attracts into their life, or that they may end up with partners that are like that. Or you can see what attracts them in their life. And then you may also know the person that's always positive, always upbeat, always chipper, and you can see how their life manifests. What are they attracting to themselves? It's kind of how friends work. I mean, you get a friend group, it's because you're attracting people that are similar to you. A lot of times it's all along the same activity and stuff and the same hobbies and stuff like that, but you can see what you're attracting. And you can also see how if someone comes into that group whose vibration is different, not better or worse, just different, different and more often the group, that person generally won't fit in. They're going to come and they'll bounce right off. And that can be the same reason why abundance isn't manifesting in your life. Why are you holding a scarcity mindset, a scarcity vibration? Are you repelling money because you have a neediness, right? A neediness, the root of neediness is lack. Okay, so if you're trying to manifest money, you can't be manifesting it out of neediness. You can't have a vibration of scarcity and neediness because it's not going to come to you. Remember, like attracts like, manifestation. Now, when we say like attracts like, well, what does that mean? How do we control this? What is our vibration? What makes it up? Well, who you are currently being in any moment is your vibration. And what do I mean by who you are being? Who you are being is what you are thinking, what you are feeling, and what you are acting. That is the combination of things that makes up who you are currently being. You could be, you can't be thinking super, super negative thoughts and feeling joy and happiness at the same time. I mean, I don't want to say it's impossible, but I just don't see it being likely, right? At the same time, it's going to be hard if you're feeling a certain kind of way to be thinking a different kind of way. These things will all move together, and the actions you take in your life are bred out of what you think and feel. So who you are being creates the vibration, and then like attracts like, and that's what you manifest. Now, and as we have written right up here, this is the summary for the video. The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. Gandhi has said the same thing. If we can, the outer world is merely a reflection of what's going on inside of us. If we can merely change what's going on inside of us, then we can change the world. Be the change that you want to see in the world is essentially Gandhi's hot take on the law of vibration, right? Be the change you want to see in the world, and the world will change. If more of us can do that and more of us can contribute to the global vibration that we're all contributing to, then that's the world that we would see. It's ironic in that, when you fight, not that action isn't necessary, and this is kind of the eternal divide in the spiritual community between people that want to take action to change the world and people that want to change themselves to vibrate a better world into existence. And my hot take here is I believe they're both necessary. You need the people of action and you need the people of vibration. And I think both camps need a little bit of from each other. But you see it all the time where it's people, angrily marching in the streets for peace or creating a war for peace. Well, the very nature of the vibration of war and the very nature of angrily marching down the street to make the change that you want to see, you're carrying such a heavy vibration that out of the ashes of that, you're simply going to create another one. That heavy vibration is going to carry over. Now, I think the key would be to take action for peace, but from a peaceful place, right? If you want more peace, then be peaceful. You can't get peace out of war. It's just going to perpetuate the war on drugs, the war on crime, the war on terrorism, and now of course we could say that a lot of those things are labeled facetiously and that they're done on purpose to keep us down and all of that, but that's a different video. But, perhaps we should march for peace. Perhaps we should take action from a peaceful continence to be secure and strong in ourselves, to hold our vibrational frame, right, as high energy, as high vibration, while we take action for the change we want to see. And I think if we had that combination when we went after things, I think we could see much better outcomes. But all of that is the law of vibration. All of that is the law of vibration. The law of vibration and the law of attraction. Now you may ask me, Lance, what is the difference? The law of vibration sounds an awful lot like the law of attraction. And you'd be right. The law of vibration is essentially, think of the law of vibration as the mechanics underneath the law of attraction, right? It's kind of like the electricity that makes the law of attraction function. The law of attraction is kind of like a level above the law of vibration, right? Where we're consciously changing our vibration. We're consciously choosing to vibrate with the things we want to manifest. These two laws work together. The law of attraction is about programming your vibration to manifest the specific things that you want in your life. But the engine by which the law of attraction works essentially is vibration. And that's why I've said in previous videos, if you want to manifest and attract something, one of the first things that you should do is feel better. And I know it's kind of tongue in cheek. I've been through a lot of dark times in my life. And if I was in one of those dark moments, one of those dark nights of the soul, and someone just came up to me and said, "Hey man, have you tried feeling better?" I'd have been like, "Bro, are you serious? Like, get out of here with all that." But it's the truth, though, whether you want to hear it or not in those moments. It is the truth. The better you can feel, the better you can be with your vibration, the more you're going to reflect things in your life that reflect that new vibration. Now, that's going to be a whole separate video in and of itself, how to raise your vibration, because the natural question after you watch this video is, well, that's great. I agree. I believe that the law of vibration works, but how do I change it? Well, there's a lot of information on that, and it's going to be a separate video because I don't want to take up too much of your time making like a 30-40 minute video. I know when I watch YouTube, I'm looking for like a 10 to 15 minute video. Maybe I'll give you 18 minutes, but if it's beyond that, I'm probably not going to watch it. So I like to keep the videos short because that's what I like. Yep. Again, law of attraction, program your vibration. Essentially, the summary here, raising your vibration to change your life, right? If we agree in the physics, and if we agree that we've had experiences of this where days when you're angry, you've encountered more frustrating problems and things like that versus days when you're joyful, maybe you've not only spread that joy to other people, but at the same time, you've also probably encountered more joy in response, right? Think about it. If you go up to somebody and, who is in, let's say, a neutral state, and you're like, "Oh man, have a great day," and you give them a smile, more than likely they're going to reflect that back to you. But imagine you go up to the retail counter and you're like, "I hope you have a terrible day." Do you think that person's going to smile back at you and say, "Have a great day"? You're probably going to get a blank, but the energy is going to show that they're not happy with what you said. You see how that one little interaction is the example of what I'm talking about. The more you spread that joy out, the more it comes back to you. The more you have that higher vibration of gratitude and joy and love and passion and being just in sync with the universe, in alignment, the more you are going to experience that in your own life. But in any case, like I said, once we agree on the physics, if you agree this works, your next most logical question is, okay, Lance, so I agree with all of this. How do I change my vibration? That seems esoteric. And I agree, it does sound like that at first, but the steps to take to raise your vibration are very practical. And I highly recommend you check out our video on raising your vibration. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. It's probably going to be here or here, you know, towards the end of the video. But I will give you the quick summary. Change your beliefs, change your thoughts, change your emotions, change your actions. This is the key to changing and raising your vibration. You have to start with your beliefs. You have to start with what you believe to be true, and specifically what you believe to be true about you, the world around you, and how the world interacts with you, right? If you believe that the world is a scary, fearful place, that people are out to get you or hurt you or rob you or take advantage of you, you're going to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. And out of those beliefs are going to come thoughts that aren't very helpful. And out of these beliefs and thoughts are going to come emotions that are not very helpful to what you're trying to manifest. And ultimately, this hot mess here is what generates the actions you choose to take. If you're fearful, you're going to take actions out of fear. You're not going to go out at night. You know, you're only going to go, you're not, maybe not leave the house at all because you're afraid, you know, or you know, maybe you travel around like I used to have, you know, I had PTSD for a while from my childhood, and I used to always have a knife in my pocket, you know, and I used to always be scanning around, you know, just look for threats because, and I didn't understand at the time what that was. I just thought it was because I was a cool guy, you know, I was into martial arts and stuff and I was cool. Like, no, I had PTSD. So I didn't feel safe naturally. So I had to carry the weapon, and I had to always be looking around at my surroundings because I was afraid. And I didn't realize that at the time. But that was a belief I had to examine and change. You know what I mean? That I am not someone who's afraid. I'm someone that lives in a joyful, abundant universe, and the universe loves me, you know, and that's the belief I'm trying to program. But by changing your beliefs first, examining what you believe to be true about yourself and yourself in relationship to the world and people around you, then you can work on changing these things. Now, I drew two arrows here because thoughts and emotions oftentimes will feed into each other. So, you know, sometimes you can be thinking perfectly fine, right? But you're still having these weird emotions. Well, you may have some pent up trauma energy that hasn't been released yet. And that's something where you've got to kind of dive deep and figure out why you're feeling a certain kind of way. Or you could be feeling naturally fine, but there's some lingering thought programs running that aren't the greatest thoughts to have. And they're contributing, you know, to your lower vibration. So thoughts and emotions, I kind of see them as two sides of the same coin. Like they're both the same sphere. And they both feed in and out of each other, thoughts and emotions. But I find if you tackle beliefs first, if you can truly change the beliefs, thoughts and emotions, that bubbling of thoughts and emotions comes out of the fertile soil of our beliefs. If we change the beliefs, we can change everything. So if you only did one thing to raise your vibration, and I'm giving a lot of this away in this video, but there are practical steps we'll show you in the second video. If you can change the soil, change your beliefs. Your beliefs are the soil in the garden. If you change out the soil and you change out the seeds, you'll get different fruits, right? The fruits and the vegetables are the thoughts, emotions, and actions. That's what's going to raise out of the soil that is, raise out of the ground, which is your beliefs. You know, beliefs are the soil and the seed. What are you planting? What beliefs are you planting in yourself? And what are the thoughts and emotions that are going to come out of that? If your belief is I'm not enough, if your belief is the world is a scary place, if your belief is no one can love me, if your belief is I have to work really hard for a little bit of money, if your belief is I have to work a 9-to-5 job for 40 years so that I can have a 401k to retire on if I'm lucky when I'm 70 and live the last 10 years of my life in freedom, then that's what you're going to reap. You will reap what you sow. And what you sow is your beliefs. But again, I'm getting real carried away right now. So in any case, this is the law of vibration. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. Your vibration and frequency creates the world around you. Don't try to change the world. Change yourself first. And then when you are changed and you are in a peaceful, high vibrating state, then go and take action from that place, because that's the highest action that you can take. All right, guys, that's our intro video to the law of vibration. Keep it locked on the channel. The next video you're going to see, probably tomorrow, is going to be a video on raising your vibration and the different tips and techniques that you can do to raise your vibration. Because again, like we said, raising the vibration is the name of the game, and it's going to make the law of attraction work that you're doing much more powerful because you're working on the engine that actually runs it. All right, make it a great day, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.